your parents. My name is Miss Jasmine Osborne. I've been teaching at Fishers High School since we opened in 2006. I teach ceramics 1, 2, and 3, sculpture, AP 3D studio art, and AP art history, and I am the visual arts department chair. Feel free to reach out anytime to josborne@hse.k12.in.us. Let's talk about what your student will be constructing this semester. In sculpture, students will expand on a variety of technique, processes, tools, and materials. We're starting strong, focusing on composition and the elements and principles of art. We will do a modeling project, a casting project, an assemblage, and a carving. Rubrics are posted on Canvas, where a student will know how they scored and why. Students are asked to photograph their finished work with a device to post to Canvas for grading. After sculpture, they can progress to ceramics 1, 2, and 3, or jewelry and metalworking. Our final exam consists of 3 components, some multiple choice questions, an essay, and creating a digital portfolio. Our department lake work policy is pretty simple. All students will receive an additional 3 class days after the due date to upload finished work for credit. If they are absent, they can check Canvas to see what they missed. They can arrange makeup time during targeted instruction. A zero will be placed in Skyward if a student does not submit a project in the allotted time. The 0 is a placeholder. The project will be graded once submitted, but after the first 9 weeks, the projects are locked. Targeted instruction or flex or study hall is a great time for an additional support or work or to complete miss or late assignments. Our essential learning outcomes this semester will demonstrate all of applying and planning, understanding the process and workflow, emphasis on tools and safety, demonstration of their understanding of the elements and principles, experimenting with modeling, carving, casting, and construction, documenting their experimentation, the revisions, and their processes, and then presenting their finished work. Let me take a moment to show you some student examples of past projects. Our modeling project will exist mostly using clay. Students can create a variety of sculpture. I have plaster castings, the students can use to press clay into and then alter and refine. We will be doing a mold making and casting project. Students will start with a flat slab of clay and create a design aesthetic, and then cast plaster into the mold, allowing the plaster to cure. Once dry, the mold is released from the clay. The clay is cleaned off, bisque fired, and then glaze fired again. And the plaster mandala or plaster design is painted in a harmonious color scheme. So both students will end up with a positive and a negative representation of an original design. Students really excel at this project. There's lots of choice and variety. They may be interested in bringing in some materials from home to press into the clay. It will not hurt the materials whatsoever, and your student can quickly bring them back safely. Towards the end of the semester, we will be doing a plaster carving. Carving is typically the hardest of the techniques in sculpture because once you remove a material, you cannot put it back. So we take our time with planning and safety. Students help me to pour liquid plaster. We allow it to set up, and then they carve an organic and unique design, documenting along the way. Students are allowed to leave white, or if they wish, they can add color with acrylic paint. We will do a construction or an assemblage with mixed media. Students will have a lot of choice with this and also might want to bring in something from home to add to this sculpture. And along the way, we will be working on a small scale weaving of fiber arts. If you have any additional yarn or wool at home and would like to donate to us, we would be happy to accept it. This is a great technique for students to learn because it's something they can do outside of a studio class on their own in the future. I'm looking forward to getting to know your student and seeing what they can design and create this semester. If you ever have an issue, a question, or a concern, again, please feel free to reach out. And I'm excited to have your student as my student.